All right, good afternoon, everyone. Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm Evan Millward and want to welcome you to our event this afternoon. I love giving away awards. I also like giving away money. So what you do makes what I do way more fun. Happy National Philanthropy Day to you. On behalf of the Association of Fundraising Professionals and the NPD Planning Committee, thanks for being here for our lunch today. So I hope the video you saw helped get you to your seats and helped get you in the mood to celebrate philanthropy in our region that is so giving here in Greater Cincinnati. As your host for today, it is my honor to celebrate some of the tremendous work that's happening. Our honorees today have accomplished a lot. Just wait, buckle up, you are in for a real treat here. Feel free to start eating your salad, your bread, enjoy yourselves. The main course is going to be served shortly. We've split this up nicely so that you're constantly eating the whole time we're doing things up here on stage. If you want to follow along with the program for today, you can find a digital program. Just scan the QR code that's up here on your screen. It's got everything laid out for you, so we'll give you a minute to do that as well. You're going to hear from our honorees in just a little bit. But first, I'd like to introduce you to Adrienne Taylor, Board President of the Association of Fundraising Professionals, Greater Cincinnati Chapter. She makes her way up. Please give her a warm welcome.
Welcome, everyone. It's so good to see all these wonderful faces out here. My name is Adrienne Taylor, and I am the 2023 AFP Greater Cincinnati Chapter President. Thank you so much for celebrating with the awardees and myself today in this wonderful space. I want to start out by recognizing our sponsors and giving them a round of applause for their support of this event. Without the generosity of these local organizations, we would not be able to produce this event every year. So let's give them a round of applause. AFP Cincinnati is especially thankful for the generous support we receive from our presenting sponsor, Fifth Third Foundation. For over 10 years, that's a decade, y'all. Fifth Third Foundation has been a champion of philanthropy by sponsoring this event, and we are grateful for their continued partnership. Another round of applause, please. In addition to our sponsors, I want to thank all of our single ticket purchasers and our loyal donors that are being recognized today. If you are a loyal donor, which that means if you are a person sitting here today who donates to a local nonprofit, how about we stand up together so that we can all recognize you as well? Come on, we can pat ourselves on the back. There's nothing wrong with tooting our own horns. Look at that, yes. All right. Lastly, I want to recognize all of our volunteers without whom this event could never happen. And I want to send a special shout out to our 2023 National Philanthropy Day Chair and fellow Bearcat, Victoria Coleman. Let's give her a round of applause. Everyone, if you are looking for a walking definition or a walking job description of a volunteer event chair, that is Victoria Coleman. Last year, my predecessor, Matthew Gellin, started the tradition of land acknowledgments at our annual National Philanthropy Day event. And I am honored as a distant descendant of the Choctaw tribe to continue this tradition of a proper land acknowledgement. We in this room respectfully acknowledge that National Philanthropy Day is being held on the traditional lands of multiple indigenous nations, past and present. These original homelands are the territory of indigenous people who were largely dispossessed and forcibly removed. We specifically acknowledge the stewardship of this land by the Osage Nation, the Majamia Nation, the Shawandasi Tula, the Kaskias tribe, and the Mozo, Pelea, and Ofo cultures. Today, there are 0 Native tribes remaining in Ohio after removal. The indigenous people here are those here after relocation, which occurred mainly in the 1940s and the 1950s. I encourage each of us to learn more about the indigenous people upon whose land we are meeting today by taking some time to visit the presence of the Greater Cincinnati Native American Coalition and learn how you might begin your path to allyship. The Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky regions are truly philanthropic, and this is evident in the many celebrations that are put on year after year. And in case you're not familiar with the Association of Fundraising Professionals, otherwise known as AFP, the global vision of AFP is to stimulate a world of generosity and positive social good through fundraising best practices. And we do this by striving to accomplish our mission, which is to empower individuals and organizations to practice ethical and effective fundraising through education, network, research, and advocacy. I am so proud to say that the Greater Cincinnati chapter is one of the global leaders in size and in practice. With nearly 350 members and growing, our members are leading around the world, not just here locally, but we also serve globally for the association. So our impact of our chapter is far-reaching. You've heard people say philanthropy is the love of humankind. Showing this love through nonprofit work, donations, volunteerism, or even all of the above is what makes a philanthropist. And without them, without you, our community would not be such a fantastic place to live, work, and play. So this year's theme is the future of philanthropy, and I was told that I needed to say something about it. You want to know what came to my mind? Superheroes and kaleidoscopes. So we're going to roll with that today. The future of philanthropy, to me, has us, those who have a dimension of ourselves in the philanthropy space, striving to be superheroes. Not only will we be able to fill the gap or be in the intercession for or be a bridge builder for organizations right now or in 3 years or in 2030, but for across generations. I mean, that's the same results that superheroes want to have. Long-lasting impact. We've all heard it. And they lived happily ever after, to infinity and beyond. Or as far as I know, they are still here to this very day. The future is philanthropic work that is everlasting, filled with that grit, discernment, collaborative spirit, the will, and fearlessness that superheroes are made of. So what does a kaleidoscope have to do with philanthropy? Kaleidoscopes were created accidentally in 1816 due to a failed light refraction experiment. They contain mirrors and pieces of colored glass in various shapes. So it is my hope that the future of philanthropy is like a kaleidoscope, that no matter how you turn those pieces of mirrors and glass, it creates a beautiful image. Because we as philanthropists are those mirrors. We are all of those colored pieces of glass in various shapes. I mean, if you look out the room, we present ourselves in different shapes, sizes, backgrounds. So we're all trying to create beautiful outcomes from executing our missions, symbolizing the ever-changing and endless possibilities contained within the human experiment, just like a kaleidoscope. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about the future of philanthropy. It has been my privilege to not only serve as chapter president this year, but also as the chapter's first president of color. And I hope that you are as excited about the future of philanthropy as I am. Today's celebration is our small way to give our roses to those who have been so generous in our communities, those who have laid a foundation or are laying the foundation for a bright future for philanthropy right here in our region. I know you are all anxiously awaiting to break bread with your table mates, but first we're going to present 2 of our awards. So I would like to ask Amanda Jenkins, President-elect, to join me on stage so we can kick this off.
Thank you. Thank you, Adrian, and thank you everyone for supporting our deserving honorees today. A quick explanation of how this is going to work. We will welcome nominators to the stage to say a few words and introduce the nominee. And then the honorees will come up and give an acceptance speech, and then we'll pose for a photo. With that, we'll get started with our first award.
All right, our first award, Outstanding Youth in Philanthropy. It is given to an individual, group, or organization of young people with exceptional leadership and whose efforts result in developing youth to learn about and participate in philanthropy. Unfortunately, our honoree was not able to be here in person, but to share his story and why he is receiving this honor, please welcome nominator Dr. Brian Strader from TriHealth to join us.
Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. I am joined this morning by Matt Dekas, and he'll introduce himself in just a minute. Just a little bit about me. My name is Brian Strader. I'm the president of TriHealth Physician Partners. I've been in that role for several years. I'm also the board chair for the American Red Cross Cincinnati Division. And it is my distinct pleasure to talk a little bit about Ishan Gandhi. I've known him for some time and know his parents very well. Through his actions, really it demonstrates he has a love for others and a love for his community. And I've really been astounded and was so excited to sponsor him in this award. Matt, do you want to just introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hooday, everybody. Big game tonight. Anyway, Isha, I'm Matt Dekas. I'm the founder and CEO of the Cincinnati Tennis Foundation. And Ishan, do you want to go into it for a sec?
Yeah, go into the piece about tennis.
Yeah, so Ishan created this really cool program. You know, a lot of kids, what they do is for their resume, they want to get something on their service resume, right? But Ishan took it another level, and instead of just volunteering, he created a program called Music on the Court, which what they do is they bring keyboarding and music enrichment to our education program at the Tennis Foundation at Withrow. So it's been a really cool program. A bunch of underserved kids. We've had about 2,000 kids come through our facility this year. Ishan worked with over 100 of them, teaching them music and helping them try something they had not tried. And many of them went home with a keyboard as well. So it was a really cool program, a great partnership, and we were impressed.
That's great.
Thank you.
And I think that as I was talking to Matt earlier at the table, the cool thing about this particular initiative is that it's ongoing. This is work that will be ongoing. The piece that was a little bit more dear to my territory was around this thing we call EPIC, or MyChart. So many of you, if you're in healthcare or have used MyChart with your own physician, you know that for many people, particularly the elderly, it is difficult to utilize some of these apps. And so Ishan's project essentially involved coming into our offices and taking certain patients that wanted the help by the hand, helping them to log on to and download the app and utilize that app. And the other thing that's important about this particular initiative is that it occurred in the middle of COVID when it was most needed. So many of our patients were disconnected from their physicians and the services they need. And so this was really a huge benefit to them. And I just am very proud of the work he's done, and I think he's going to go places. So with that, do we want to present the award? Okay, thank you.
Gentlemen, thank you. Again, we're so sorry Ishan couldn't be here in person to give that award, but I know you're going to take great care of it, get it back to him. He had good reason he's not here. He wanted to participate in a once-in-a-lifetime experience with his classmates on a senior class trip, so we're so glad he chose that, even though we would have loved to have had him here too. We send him our heartfelt congratulations. One more round of applause for Ishan. Our next award and our next honoree is Darlene Kamine, being recognized for lifetime achievement in fundraising. Introducing Darlene is her nominator and last year's Philanthropist of the Year, Bill Burwinkle from Adopt a Class. Please welcome Bill and Darlene to the stage.
Calm down. So, my name's Bill Burwinkle, founder of Adopt a Class. It is my honor and privilege to introduce the recipient of the Lifetime Achievement in Fundraising Award. Let me tell you about her. She's a wife and a mother. She started her career as an attorney, then a magistrate in juvenile court. It was there she saw the many challenges our underserved children faced. As a child, she spent her summer hosting bake sales and performing talent shows to raise money for the American Cancer Society. When asked why, she said, "It was just part of the community culture I was raised with." During a visit with her family in Indianapolis, they visited the Children's Museum, and her question was, why doesn't Cincinnati have one of these? Then she did what she always does. She made things happen. That first fundraiser she and her husband hosted was a magic show. FYI, her husband is a talented musician, and stay afterwards, they'll show you some tricks. They raised $10,000 towards the creation of the Cincinnati Children's Museum. She secured her first grant 42 years ago that helped establish Pro Kids. From the year 2000 to 2010, she led the Community Engagement Initiative for CPS and embedded her vision for community learning centers as a hub of educational, recreational, cultural, and civic partnerships. Today, that model is now a national and international model. In 2009, to ensure the success of the community learning centers that are now embedded in every CPS building, she founded the Community Learning Center Institute to further promote this approach to academic reform and community revitalization. Over 20 years ago, she provided me the guidance and support that helped transform Adopt a Class into an organization today that supports over 4,000 adopters, providing career mentoring to over 10,000 underserved students across 43 schools. She brings people together with a shared vision. She follows through on all levels to see that vision come to life. And at the same time, she's planning the next steps to continue to help those in our community attain their dreams. I am humbled and proud to introduce my mentor and my friend, V. Darlene Kamine.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. And really, Bill, you are my mentor. Bill taught me that no just means you haven't been able to get to yes yet. That's a tip for all of you fundraising professionals. I share this award with all of you. You who had the dream to make our world better. You who raised the money to make the dream possible. And you who work every day to make the dream come true. The dream to make our world better is what justice is all about. How many times do we hear children say, "That's not fair"? And the parent responds, "Life isn't fair." The pursuit of justice requires us to try to make life fair. Whether we dream the dream to make it so, or raise the money to make it possible, or work at the front lines to make it happen, all of us today here in this room and beyond are devoted to the pursuit of justice. For the past 24 years, I have had the extraordinary opportunity to work with the most visionary, generous, and talented people to help transform our Cincinnati public schools into community learning centers that create the kind of schools to which we would want to send our children and the kind of neighborhoods where we would want our children and grandchildren to live. Through the work of our community learning centers, led by our beyond amazing resource coordinators and staff at our 6 sites, and together with our many partners who are part of our community learning center universe, Adopt a Class, Grad Cincinnati, Groundwork Ohio River Valley, Learning Grove, CPS, and hundreds more, CPS community learning centers now include 26 on-site medical clinics. The first vision centers inside schools in the nation, and a full-time team of mental health therapists at every CPS school, thanks to MindPeace, led by founding director Susan Shelton. Through the leadership of our community learning center enrichment staff and many partners, we offer the kind of after-school and summer programs that level the playing field for all of our children, from chess to esports. Our Director of Neighborhood Development, Adeline Hall, is leading the community's plan for revitalization of Lower Price Hill with $180 million in investment that has restored long vacant apartment buildings, brought more than 350 new jobs, and helped families become first-time home buyers. And our yes, Adeline. And our welcome centers are the one-stop shop for families and community to get whatever they need, from English classes to legal services to driver's ed, all right at the school. In 2012, then principal of the Euler Community Learning Center, scotch-taped a sign written in black magic marker on the door of a small meeting room at the school that said, "Dental Center coming soon." At that time, the waiting list for an appointment at the community dental clinic was 3.5 years, which meant that many of our Euler children grew up with rotting teeth. Launched by the principal's dream, enshrined on that piece of paper, and with the financial startup from foundations, individual donors, and the Junior League, we opened the first comprehensive dental clinic inside a school in the country a year later, in partnership with the City of Cincinnati Health Department. Today, we have 5 financially sustainable, soon to be 6, full-time school-based dental centers in our CPS schools that served 21,000 children last year. And today, all of the children at Euler come for their checkups twice a year, right at the school, and an average of 80% are cavity-free. That is justice. I am so grateful to the Cincinnati AFP for the opportunity to thank and celebrate the dedicated collaboration and generosity of so many who have made our community more just, especially for our children. Many thanks to my dear friends Bill Burwinkle and Sonia Foltz from Adopt a Class and Annie Bogenschutz from our beloved Community Learning Center Institute family for nominating me, and to our Community Learning Center Institute board, without whom we would have never come into existence. Endless thanks. And to Jim Schiff, a founding member of our board, and to the Robert and Adele Schiff Foundation, infinite gratitude for your sustaining support and for your generosity to so many Community Learning Center partner agencies. And to my beloved husband, Chuck, my partner for 50 years, to my beloved daughter, Alita, who has been my inspiration, and my beloved son-in-law, Max, boundless love and immeasurable gratitude for traveling this lifelong journey to justice with me every step of the way. And thanks to all of you.
Be careful now, the secret's out. You might be hosting this next year and they'll expect some magic on this stage. All right, with that, we're gonna take a quick break so you can eat. Your entrees are headed out now. We'll be back shortly to introduce the rest of our honorees today. We'll see you soon. All right, how's lunch, everyone? If you're not done eating, that's okay. Keep eating. I am here to ruin this microphone apparently, but I'm not here to stop your meal. Hope you've enjoyed your meal. Let's get back to it. Before we get back into some honorees, we're excited to announce that AFP Cincinnati is raffling off 5 AFP memberships at the upcoming December event, the Holiday Happy Hour. It's December 14th. You can register for the event on the website, afpcincinnati.org. Also, AFP Global is offering $50 off new memberships through November 30th, 2023. So if you're not a member yet, who can argue with that? Did you catch that? afpcincinnati.org. Get signed up, register for the event, save your money, get $50 off if you're a new member. Housekeeping things out of the way, we're going to continue with today's program and honor 4 more notable individuals. So, if Adrienne is done eating, because we were trying to buy her some time. That's why I said if you're not done eating, please keep eating. We'll bring Adrienne and Amanda back up to assist with presenting these awards. The next award is the Outstanding Corporation or Foundation Award, and this year the honor goes to the Charles H. Dater Foundation. Presenting the award is Rebecca Bolio, the Louise Taft Semple President and CEO of the Taft Museum of Art.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's wonderful to see you all. I'm Becky Bollier. I am the Louise Taft Semple President and CEO of the Taft Museum of Art. And today I have the pleasure of introducing the Charles Dater Foundation as this year's Outstanding Foundation. Now, this foundation may be new to some of you. You may say, I've not heard of the Dater Foundation. Well, for those of us who have been so fortunate to be in partnership with them, we know that's because they tend to fly under the radar. They tend to really focus on a spirit of humility and grace and helping others in the community. So it's my pleasure to share with you some of that good work that they do for all of us. The Taft, along with Bethany House Services, Ensemble Theater, and Santa Maria Community Services, nominated the Dater Foundation for this award because we're some of the many nonprofits throughout Cincinnati who have been deeply, deeply impacted by this incredible organization. The Dater Foundation was founded in 1985, and since then, the foundation has sought to preserve the memory and philanthropic commitment of Charles H. Dater through their support of nonprofits in the greater Cincinnati area. They focus in the areas of art and culture, education, healthcare, social services, and other community needs. To date, they have made over 3,500 grants, totaling more than $70 million. Most recently, over the past year, the Dater Foundation gave 158 grants, totaling $5.7 million, with an average grant of $35,000. The Taft is grateful to have been supported by the Dater Foundation for over 25 years. They are longtime supporters of the student, youth, and family education programs and have contributed a total of over $1.6 million to the Taft Museum of Art. Most recently, we have been able to work with them on our Dater Education Center, which originally opened in 2004 and was modernized during our 2020 to 2022 bicentennial infrastructure project. This upgrade allows us to host a variety of programming and provide art-making activities to school tour participants. The Dater Foundation has been an excellent example of how generosity and dedication can make enormous impacts on our community. And now I'd like to introduce the people at the Dater Foundation who make everything possible. Bruce Crone, President, Amanda Preble-Lenhart, VP, Roger Rule, VP, Stanley Frank Jr., Treasurer, and Beth Brumal, the grants coordinator. Please join me in celebrating them.
Come on, come on. Wow. Well, thank you for that warm welcome. I'm here today with my fellow foundation board members, and it's an honor and a privilege to receive this award today. Many of you know that, as we said, we're 35 years plus or minus in the making. It's been a very great honor to assist many of the great nonprofits that are here today, and just really making a difference in the community. But the real story of our work is that our work wouldn't be possible with the Association of Fundraising Professionals who help us every time we make a grant. And we put a couple numbers together to help you get a scope of how much work goes into a typical year and or has gone in the last 35 years. We estimate that over the last 35 years, we've had over 10,000 inquiries from members, from different organizations, from AFP members who have asked us to help create programs, to be involved in the creation of programs, even before funding. They come in and they ask, is that possible? Can we do that? And we say yes or no, or sometimes we'll say no, you'll need to go down to the next foundation, or we'll say, yeah, we can make that happen. AFP members have worked, after there's a commitment, kind of a verbal commitment, they've worked with us to refine the actual application. And applications are today a whole lot different than they used to be. It used to be a very simple one-sheet process. Now it's a stack of paperwork and lots of reports and annual reports, et cetera, et cetera. At one time, we would get a full inch of paper from each application. And the AFP members would create these 5 packets of 1-inch thick paper. And that's all gone away with computers. And as we've gone forward, we have processed, we think, approximately 3,000 grants over the last 38 years. And that, every one of them is backed up by an AFP team, usually of 5 to 6 people, will depend upon each of the organizations. The theme of the day is the future of philanthropy. Very simply, the cooperation and coordination and the collaboration that we do with AFP members before, during, and after the grants, that's going to be the future. And the main thing is that the AFP people that we work with care very deeply about each of their organizations, and for that, we're ever grateful. So we thank you for this honor. Thank you very much.
All right, congratulations again to the Dater Foundation. The next award is the Volunteer of the Year Award. It recognizes a volunteer who's demonstrated a commitment to time and outstanding leadership to a specific organization or cause, and who is a role model for the future of volunteers. We're on theme. Receiving this award this year is Marty Roberts Humes. Introducing Marty is her nominator, Sarah Lou Durham from the Junior League of Cincinnati.
How do you describe a woman who helped raise over $6 million for multiple Cincinnati organizations? It's Marty Humes, a passionate, charismatic fundraiser. I want you to hear the words of some of the people who helped with nomination letters for this award. Marty has long been a go-to for fundraising for the Junior League of Cincinnati, raising over $1.3 million with the Festival of Trees and the Capitol campaign. Even more importantly, she has again and again served as a mentor to other young women as they approach their first fundraising opportunity. And even now, she serves as vice president of the 500-member Sustainer Group, creating events for many interests. The Cincinnati Parks Foundation Director, Jennifer Spicer, calls her exceptional as a trusted partner and connector who leads by example and never afraid to roll up her sleeves to get good work done. In co-chairing the Hearts Off Luncheon 3 times, she has raised nearly $3 million benefiting Smale Park. Fellow Wyoming volunteer Jan Bartell describes her as a model for volunteerism when telling about her efforts to raise $1.4 million for Wyoming schools, leading to her being named the Wyoming Citizen of the Year and the Wyoming Booster of the Year. WCET Chief Development Officer Sue Ellen Stubing called Marty a tremendous team builder and a motivator, motivating with her words and her ability to listen. Over multiple events, she led efforts to raise over $500,000. Friend and fellow volunteer Amelia Crutcher pointed out Marty's programs following COVID as she helped excite people and energize events again. For the Playhouse of the Park in 2022, she agreed to co-chair the Leading Ladies program for the second time, bringing the total she's helped raise for them to over $300,000. The ongoing nature of the many commitments to organizations is also noteworthy. For example, even after serving as president, the youngest president ever, of the Cincinnati Women's Club in 2002 to 2004, she still continues to take on additional jobs on a continuing basis. Indeed, Marty has spent 5 decades bringing her bright light and vibrancy to our community. She ignites a passion for giving by sharing her time, talent, and treasure. It is my pleasure to call her friend.
Thank you, Sarah Lou. Thank you to the Association of Fundraising Professionals for hosting this wonderful luncheon, even though I didn't get to eat. I know we all appreciate your kindness in organizing this event, and congratulations to the other honorees you are recognizing today. I'm sure we each feel honored to be a part of this celebration. And for my friends who know me, I can't go without a visual aid. Thank you to my wonderful family who's sitting up front. You have ridden the ups and downs of fundraising events for the past 45 years and endured many dinners of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, carry-out pizza, and drive-through burgers. Thank you, Tom Humes. My sweet daughter, Jamie, with whom I've had the pleasure to co-chair one of the Hats Off Luncheons and a Junior League committee. My loving son and daughter-in-law, Scott and Kristen, who have just given us our one and only, I had to put this in here, this amazing, amazing, happy, good-natured baby who is just learning how to be her own rainbow. She is a doll. And to Tom, my husband of 50 years, we're in your same 1973, right? Who has been a generous and terrific supporter of the 72 positions of leadership that I have, I should have made bigger type. Of the 72 positions of leadership in the 35 organizations I have had the privilege of working with. You are the person who inspires me to do the best that I can every day. And thank you. Find something you love, and you never have to work a day in your life. I credit the Junior League of Cincinnati with providing the foundational training and multiple opportunities for growth that led me to find something I love, the work of a volunteer. I've learned that it is impossible to accomplish anything worthwhile without the help of other people. I've learned that success is more than the result of hard work than of talent. I've learned that there's no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. Risk-taking, collaboration, decision-making, utilizing that golden opportunity to do unto others as I would have them do unto me. The Junior League gives all that and more to its members. I'm grateful for my membership experiences in that special organization, and I thank Sarah Lou Durham for nominating for membership in the Junior League and also for nominating me for this award. Thank you. Where are my glasses? Thank you to our nonprofit organizations who champion fundraising efforts in our city so that we all might realize the mutual goal of helping to make Cincinnati a better place in which to live. It's been a true pleasure to work with many of you here in attendance today. When I worked under your purposeful direction, your organizations became a passion in my life, and I learned something unique from each of you that encouraged me to work hard. I thank you for your belief that nothing of value comes without effort. To me, taking action is the essence of philanthropy. Having fun while raising funds and the joy of meeting the goal add up to a good feeling that gets even better when it's shared. Seeing the good that comes from these fundraising efforts make a transitional and transformational change in a nonprofit has made this work a meaningful part of my life, and I wouldn't have changed a thing. Many friends are beginning to ask when I will retire from volunteering. And even though I admit that I'm getting up there in age and years, please consider this great little tidbit of inspiration that keeps me going. Age is important only, and I repeat, age is important only if you are a cheese. Thank you.
All right, we've had fans with people's photos on them. We have confetti. You know, the staff here was going to give you a plate so you could eat, but then you brought out confetti that they've got to clean up, so I don't know about that. We've got one more award tonight. It is the Philanthropist of the Year, presented to an individual, a corporation, or a foundation with a record of exceptional generosity who, through financial support, has demonstrated outstanding civic and charitable responsibility, and who encourages others to take philanthropic leadership roles in their communities. Receiving the Philanthropist of the Year award is Philip Holloman and Gail Holloman. Introducing them is nominator Christy Coons, President and CEO of the Urban League. Please welcome Christy to the stage.
Trying to avoid falling on this confetti. I was so nervous when I saw that confetti fall. Well, hello. Today I have the distinct pleasure and honor of recognizing two people who have had an outsized impact on our community and continue to do so. Long before they formalized their financial giving through 7 principles, Gail and Philip Holloman were always generous with their time and talent. They have been active in the community, and they've always felt compelled to make a positive impact. Philanthropy is ingrained in them. It's who they are. During the social justice reckoning of 2020, when everyone appeared eager to find ways to address racial disparities within the social justice system, Gail and Philip Holloman had the forethought to understand that this was just a moment in time, a focus and conversation that might not last. They understood that while everyone was outraged in the moment, something else would come along to move our collective consciousness on to the next thing. But the work necessary to make real and lasting change would not disappear. There was work to do. So the Hollomans stepped up to make this work possible for the long term. Through their transformative gift of $1 million, the Holloman Center for Social Justice at the Urban League of Greater Southwestern Ohio was established in the fall of 2020, with a brand new building opening in August of this year in Avondale. The collaborations, research, and outreach of the Holloman Center will help improve police-community relations for decades to come, not just in Ohio, but across the nation as the learnings and best practices are shared. This is world-changing work that would not be possible if not for Gail and Philip's passion, leadership, and desire to make the world a better place. Philip is not here, so it would be weird if I said to the table, Gail and Philip. But Gail, thank you for all you have done and will continue to do for our community. We appreciate your generosity, your leadership, and the example you have set for us all. Ladies and gentlemen, Gail representing Gail and Philip Holloman.
Thank you. Good afternoon. And yes, I am Gail Holloman. And no, Philip is not here. He is out of town. But I will share with him how much this means to me and to thank all of you for this beautiful luncheon and to recognize us. But I want to recognize you because everybody in the room has given. So everybody in the room is a philanthropist. We have always considered ourselves as givers, and for many years we have supported nonprofit organizations. Being in a position to help where there was a need made it easy to give. That's just who we are. And if you know my husband, you may know him as a tough leader, a successful leader. But what you may not know about him is he is a person with a huge heart, a soft heart, and it is easy for him to say yes. But today, we have a title. We are called philanthropists. We appreciate being recognized by the AFP as Philanthropist of the Year. However, we are most proud of the success and the sustainability of the organizations that we have supported. It's their results that's important. It's their success that motivates our willingness to give. Through Seven Principles Foundation, we have continued to provide time and treasure for many years, with a focus on building equality with opportunities, creating social justice, and eliminating poverty. We all want to live in a community that is safe and the future is hopeful. And to make that happen, we must all continue to work together. Thank you.
All right, so we made it. Let's have one last round of applause for all of our honorees today. And a reminder to all of our honorees, when we're done here, right after the program, come up to the stage again for more photos. You're not off the hook yet. We also have some boxes we should give you. So, as we come to the close of this luncheon, I want to direct your attention to the video screens one more time. As you saw earlier, we asked our community members, awardees, and the AFP board members what philanthropy means to them. In this short video, you're going to hear some of their responses. I hope some of what you've seen today inspires you. Certainly meeting some of our philanthropists today hopefully has inspired you. And of course, we like to send you home with a little bit of homework. There will be a test. I'll be in touch. I want you to think about what the future of philanthropy does mean to you, what it means to your organization, what it means to you personally, whether that is your superhero cape or whether you view philanthropy as a kaleidoscope. I hope you leave the room today with a renewed motivation to be more philanthropic in your own life and to help others do it too. There are countless ways you can get involved in our greater Cincinnati community. You can give your time, you can lend your talents, you can donate funds to support our many nonprofits. The individuals you met today chose to stand up and make a difference, to be heroes in our community. I hope that you all remember that by working together, we make the greatest difference, because the sum of individual commitments and acts of courage that inspire others to create change all leads to this. You can create a ripple effect to support anything you want to benefit in our community. So thank you for all that you do to encourage change and affect the lives of the people who live around us, our neighbors, our friends, our family here in Greater Cincinnati. One last round of applause for our honorees this afternoon. If you are on the board of this AFP chapter, if you are on the National Philanthropy Day Committee, please stand up and be recognized for your hard work year-round and especially culminating in this moment. And a round of applause for the staff here at Music Hall who have made this lunch so great in such a wonderful space as always. With that, on behalf of the Association of Fundraising Professionals Greater Cincinnati Chapter, thank you for celebrating National Philanthropy Day with us. As you leave, make sure you pick up a box of chocolates to take home as our gift to you to help you celebrate. We'll look forward to seeing you next year. Honorees, come on back up to the stage so we can take some more pictures. Thank you all for having me.